There is nothing like skydiving. It is just such a unique experience. The idea of flying has just always been something that's been just fun for me.
To me, skydiving is freeing. It's beautiful. It's art.
The feeling of being free and being in the air away from absolutely everything. There's no worries up there.
It's hard to explain to other people that are not skydivers the feeling that you get. Until you've done it, you really don't understand how amazing it is.
We spend a lot of our free time together. We treat each other like brothers and sisters.
We're all one big dysfunctional family.
We come from different backgrounds, but we have such a love for this one sport, and it just brings us together.
We stick together, and it's the person you got to trust next to you to save your life sometimes. So
I've done 490 skydives.
261.
415.
823.
I've been a skydiving instructor for the last 2 years. Great retirement job.
I had gotten divorced, lost my job, and just needed something for me.
November 2nd was one of the first, most beautiful days that we've had this fall. We hadn't skydived in a couple of weeks and everyone was a little antsy.
So we loaded up in the airplane and decided to make that jump.
We organized what we call a formation load at sunset. And a formation load is just basically where you have two airplanes flying in close proximity. And then everybody leaves the airplane at the same time and we hook up together. We had 5 video cameras, so it's always fun to take videos of stuff like that and look at it when you get down.
Pilot calls 2 minutes, so we all kind of gear check, get ready, practice our emergency procedures, and sit tight for the door to open.
Dan had flipped under the strut, and I climbed out as far as I could.
I was just making my way out. I had eventually both hands on the strut and 1 foot on the step when I realized that the other plane was way too close.
And it all kind of went south.
All of us were in instant free fall at that point.
It was almost an out-of-body experience for me.
I was immediately pinned with the sound of the two props cutting into each other. I had no doubt I was going to die.
I really thought I watched him die.
The wing right above our head just broke off into a big fireball right above us.
I remember going over my head, did that just happen? Did that just happen?
There's a war zone all around you, people, debris, fire.
As far as I knew at that point, everybody else could have been dead.
Holy crap, I'm alive. I think it was 47 seconds of free fall that I had, and that was an eternity of thoughts.
We were kind of taking a little while to get ourselves stable.
When is it safe to pull your parachute? When you pull it, is there going to be a flying propeller that chops you in half?
I had gone into a little bit of shock, I guess, and just kept free falling until that alarm went off at 1,800 feet, and I reached back and pulled.
The plane with Matt still in it, our pilot, is just going straight down, just like a rocket to the ground.
It was a slow, steady, nose down attitude, and then I began to pick up more and more airspeed. Tried to regain control of the airplane, but with no response. After about 15 or 20 seconds, I decided that it was not a good idea to continue to be in the airplane. Took my seatbelt off, looked out and saw that there was a big gap where the door used to be, and reached out and pushed myself off from the airplane and jumped out head first. Didn't see where it landed, and I had absolutely no control of where it was going.
A little later on, I did see Matt's round parachute, and so I knew that he at least got out of the airplane, which I thought was amazing that he could even do that.
A round parachute didn't make sense right away until you realize, oh my God, that's a pilot rig. Oh my God, where's the other one?
My concern at that point was really for Blake. Not good for Blake. I just assumed his plane was totally destroyed and gone, and I just didn't see it anywhere.
When we got to the ground, I hunched over and I could cry. That's all I could do. I sobbed. My brain had just seen the impossible. I was immediately concerned about Blake because I couldn't see the plane, the 185.
At that point, we didn't really know what happened to Blake.
All of a sudden I'm looking and there's this thing there. It turned out to be the 185. Oh, he's still flying, maybe he's okay. It didn't sound right. The engine noise wasn't a normal noise. I mean, it was just incredible that Blake was still in the air.
Hey, tell him to wait for me! A couple of us hopped in the back of the truck and drove down to the end of the runway to watch him land. We didn't know what condition his plane was in. If he didn't land it well, we needed to make sure that we were there for him. No one's breathing. You're just kind of holding your breath, waiting to see what happens.
Come on, Blake, you got it. Come on.
Watching him land, pretty much a perfect landing, we were speechless. And it was beautiful.
It was relieving that I was down, but I still hadn't seen anybody. Once I got down to the ground, I was thankful, very thankful.
To know all of the other people got down safely was just a huge relief. I just couldn't believe it.
It's hard going from crazy fireballs and explosions to thinking everybody's dead to knowing that everybody's alive, all in 3 minutes.
This accident kind of opened up a new world for us.
I still can't believe that it happened. It gives you the shivers.
It's not a miracle that 1 or 2 people survived. The only miracle here is that every person survived.
It doesn't seem feasible, it doesn't seem real, possible that everyone could have lived, let alone nobody really got hurt.
How I was able to, think in the moment and do what I did, it's pretty shocking to me still.
I don't think this is going to change anything as far as my skydiving and flying here.
Right now I'm nursing a shoulder injury, so yes, I'll be jumping again. It just might not be as soon as everybody else.
We would have all already done it had we had an airplane.
You know, the old saying about falling off the horse, getting back on, it's maybe similar for us, except this is really part of who we are. You don't give up. You don't ever give up.